I have been in here continuing to see if I can find any broken wires. I know a lot of you suggested it in the comments. Rob, there's going to be a broken wire, and that is what you would assume. I'm not going to actually even bother talking about this anymore. I've done it. I've stripped everything. I've got this down. I've been in all the wiring. There is not an issue. We've got a spare 5 minutes. We're not even recording on this car. I said to Chris, I'm going to delve a little deeper. I've stripped everything out. I've fixed that door handle, that side. I've just got in here and found another fuse box. And the first thing that fell out of that fuse box was this little blue wire with teeth marks in it, may I add. I think I may have found our problem. Yes, I have cleaned out, vacuumed out in here, and I've sprayed antibacterial sanitizer everywhere while I'm working down here. But that wire actually fell out. Let me get a bit of a torch on that for you. That wire actually fell out here. In this gap here. So as soon as I moved this fuse box, the wire fell out. I'm hoping that's not from the factory. They've just cut a wire. Nah, they wouldn't. I don't even know why I said that. But look at all the wiring down there. I need to go through all of this. And I hope that problem is here and I can get it resolved. Down through here, it doesn't look like it's touched, but I'll tell you a bit of a giveaway that I see is when I took that under tray off, which has your speaker in it for your SOS system, the interior light. Guys, that don't look good, does it? They're teeth marks, aren't they? And that is what has made me delve a little bit deeper. I'm going to crack on down here. I'm going to strip that out, and if that problem's there, I'm going to find it. Let's get this car running. I'm so made up that little wire fell on the floor. I really am, because now I know that there is going to be more of an issue there. So just stripping that fuse box out, it's actually just on a clip. There's a 13mm for the main live feed going to that fuse box. I need to remove that and then remove all of the other little bits and pieces that are around it, the other wires and the clips. How can someone be this happy about smelling rat urine and finding chewed up wires? I found it, guys. I have found it, definitely. That relay, I've just literally removed all of this to give myself plenty of room. That relay, whatever that is, has got no wiring going to it. The little buggers have chewed the wires off the back of it. But you would think, oh, here's the wires. No, it is not. There's the wires there. So you've got a blue and you've got a blue and white. And there is your blue and white that's been chewed off of there, or maybe even that way, whatever way round it is. That is the wire off of there, and that blue one is missing off of there. But we have got two little tiny wires here, a blue and red and a brown. So I'm going to need to know where they go. And I think if I put this fuse box back in the way that it come out, so around that way, I'm going to have to follow that. You can see it's going up. It's definitely laying up, that wire. And we say it all the time, the way it lays. So I've taken the main live off of here. You can see it's under there, just to give myself that bit more flex. And I've pulled all the wiring out of the little trim clips. But none of this looks damaged. It does look like it is limited to these two wires and these here. Now these two here definitely run upwards. So I need to get up underneath there, and somewhere up there, you're going to find the other end of it, aren't you, where that has been chewed from. I'm sure it's going to be up there somewhere. So, first of all, I think let's repair these. Let's find where these go. Let's get these repaired. I mean, this is going to be quite challenging. I think this is going to need to be repinned. But let's get it repaired, get this all plugged in. I'm confident this is going to start up. It's got to be, hasn't it? It's got to be that. Let me continue on. So cracking on here, I'm actually going to start the repairs, and I'm going to use a couple of solder connectors, and the wires do not need extending. They've literally been chewed off and they're the exact same length both sides, so it looks like it's just one bite and it's gnawed through the pair of them. And then moving on to the other two wires that go to that relay, they're a little bit more complex, of course, because they're so close to the pins that the pins have had to come out, be soldered up, and then of course we can use solder connectors on the other end of it. Just down the pin end, it was way too short. Now I know I mentioned this on the time lapse, but of course this is that brake light switch, and I've just put those two solder connectors in there, and then I've taped it up. You can see it is perfectly repaired and all taped back up. These two wires I got very, very lucky with, because if you see that little blue tab there, you click that out and I was able to pull the pins out. So I've got two wires soldered on there. The original blue chewed wire, I checked it, had no more teeth marks in it. So I've gone with that original blue wire with the white line, connected it back up with a solder connector, put some tape around it, and you can see I've actually used a little bit of green wire with that one. So it's blue obviously there and blue up there, but a little piece of green wire, that's all I had. And again, this can be changed if needed. And again, a solder connector. So I thought I'd show you that before I actually tape all of this up, and I guess temporarily fit it all up there. Turn the key and see if it starts. Chris is not here today, but I thought if I get this done, when he does get back, it's only going to be a couple of hours, we'll play a little bit of a prank. And I say, oh, I'm just messing around, can you give it a go? And of course it's going to fire up, fingers crossed. Let's start getting excited, let's get it all back together. So continuing on there and actually putting that panel back really out the way, because I've got the carpet folded over, I've got the accelerator pedal out, and all of it I've had to pull out the way so that I've got loads of room around that fuse box. And of course, don't forget, I've sprayed in here as well, and I'll keep spraying in there with sanitizer. I know full well it's going to be everyone's instinct to jump straight in here, put your foot on the brake and try and start the engine, but I haven't. You see on the time lapse, I've done a code scan on it. But look what we've got here. We have got the park icon. We fixed this car, I know it. We ain't even done anything yet. Right, all of these codes. You got 9 now, 20, 2, 16, 43, 7, 3, 5. Look how many codes there are. Quick erase. None of these would clear before, remember, they would not clear, they'd just come back. As soon as I put the battery on and got in the car, I see that P come up. I was like, yes. Now there is all of the tailgates still unplugged. I've literally unplugged everything out of that now. So that's definitely going to come up with a load of faults. But let's see if some of the others clear down. I don't want to cut and not show it. Oh, here we go. But it is taking a while, isn't it? Come on, come on. This is the MK808 BT Pro, just in case anyone asks. Oh look, we've done it, we've definitely done it. Airbag Advanced Crash Safety Module, I've unplugged that off the battery, haven't I? Body Domain Controller 2, Parking Manoeuvre 6, obviously that's to do with the boot. Received Audio Module. Ignition off. Foot on the brake. Oh! Yes! 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 I knew it! I knew it! I knew it! I am made up. Oh, how brilliant is that? How brilliant. I've never been so excited to get a car finally running. Honestly, this has drove us mad. Ah. Right, Chris is due back in about an hour. I'm going to try and think of something where we get him in the car and I say, oh, just push the brake or just try something, and we get him in here to try it. But I am so made up that we finally... Bang on. Right, let's get cleaned up, and as soon as he gets back, we'll think of a scenario for him to try and start this car. Let's leave it so it's cold. So Chris never actually ended up coming back that day, but he is back now. We're just getting the car off the jig, and I've told him I've been... Right, let's just explain to you what I did, Chris.
Yep.
See this here? Oh, there's a lot of water there, isn't there? See these wires here?
Yep.
I was wiggling them with the battery connected, and I can hear like a clicking noise. So I wondered if I just wiggle them, can you just put the ignition
thing
on?
is, I have had a good look at all the wiring in this boot, and I can't see anything that's been
well, I couldn't be
like
in the car.
nibbled. But no, I understand what you're saying.
I wiggled these wires.
Yep.
And I can hear it clicking with the ignition on, so I just wanted you to try it, see if it did anything.
Yep.
Yeah, just put your foot on the brake, and I'll wiggle the wires and just push
Right.
the start button, see if the ignition comes
Yeah,
on.
well, last time it just the... Oh, hello! I was just about to say, last time, the all that happened was the ignition went off.
Have you noticed anything?
Right. You found something else?
Yeah, 2 chewed wires.
Really?
Yeah, and the brake light switch was chewed, would you believe?
Oh, what a relief.
Yeah, fired straight up.
What a relief.
And look, I've done a code scan on it, and it's
Okay.
literally just boot-related stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what was a dead giveaway for me once I'd done it? Look at the P light.
Right.
It comes straight up, and I was
We
like,
didn't have...
I've got it on camera. My reaction, honestly, was unbelievable. I was
Yeah.
dying for you to come
Did
back.
we mention it in the previous video that it wasn't displaying? Oh, it's displaying there now, look.
Yeah, P, yeah.
It didn't display, and we thought maybe someone had got at the transmission to
I
move
actually
it.
think, quite possibly, it was. I'm just going to... that wire there
Yep,
is your brake light.
yep.
And I think that it was that possibly why it wouldn't start, but I'll show you. You can watch the video back. There's blue wires going to a blue relay, and they're the only 2 blue wires he chewed.
Wow. So, did when you code scanned it, did all them LIN codes?
Everything's gone, but let me show you one more bit. This is what made me dig deeper.
Right.
So, you know what that is, don't you? Goes up underneath there.
Yeah.
As soon as I pulled it out,
Yeah, noise.
teeth marks.
Yeah.
And I thought, hello a minute, what's going on here? So I took the pedal out, moved it all over, but I thought, what a lovely surprise for you to come back to.
Well,
And if
that's
you
a
look
relief,
now,
isn't it?
all the door panels are all lighting up.
Yeah,
and
they
it was
did.
only one before,
That's
wasn't
right.
it? So if you shut this door, Chris,
Will it drive?
hang on, let me just lock this boot lid so it thinks it's locked. That's it. Chuck it in reverse, park, drive, whatever you like.
And window works.
Everything works now, mate. Everything works.
Yeah. Brake came off.
Are you happy with that?
Oh, it's
a nice relief, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just thought, I'm not stopping now, but do you know, I had all this done and running within a couple of hours, and that was finding the fault, which was, we just ran out of time last time, didn't we?
Yeah, but massive headache.
Massive headache, and again, massive thank you to everyone in the comment section, because I actually went searching for somebody actually put in there, your LIN network is all of those different things that are coming up.
Yeah.
But there's not many more on that LIN network that you didn't have the faults for. So they said, start from the beginning.
Yeah.
You're going to find your problem near the beginning.
Yeah.
And of course, Aidan rang me as well.
Yeah.
But
we had a lot of offers from people.
We did have a lot of offers.
Very nice of them, isn't it? And
you can see.
We'd even spoke about going down that road, hadn't we?
Definitely.
Getting someone out.
Yeah. Thank you to everyone that reached out.
Appreciate it.
Let's get that Renault out. Let's get this on the frame machine.
Right, before we do though,
this
has got, I think I'm right in saying this has got plastic seal covers.
Yeah, like everything else, BM, yeah.
Yeah. Are they plastic?
Yeah, so we're going to need the pinch welds underneath.
Yeah, so probably put it on the other lift first.
Yeah.
And then I'll get all the under stuff off, and then I'll swap it round.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah, no worries, mate. So straight into the workshop here. Unfortunately, I was out, but Chris made light work of getting underneath, removing those trays, and then getting those seal covers off. So a lot of these BMWs, they of course cover up the pinch welds with all of the seal covers. So he's removed both of the seal covers, both sides, a couple of little under trays you can see on the floor there, and then had to take it out of the workshop, and we're having to bring this one in backwards to go onto the frame machine. We can do it the other way around, it just means that we're going to have to have the door open, so it just made sense to reverse it in and crack on with it here. So moving on, getting it bolted to the jig, getting some of that tape removed off of it, and then starting the process of getting all of the little bits out of the way and all of the stuff that I left in the boot. Chris is going to need to remove all that out. You can see he had a quick vacuum round in there as well, just getting everything out of the way. There is some sound deadening pads on that back panel, on the boot floor, and where the boot floor's just been tapped by the back panel, it has broken those sound deadening pads, and they go like very dusty and loads of little broken bits. So got all them out of the way and then removed all the heat shields around the exhaust. Right, we doubled up on the cameras today. You got the one inside there, hopefully it's going to capture a bit of that boot floor. Is ever so slightly just tucked up there, but I think as soon as Chris pulls that back panel out, well, he knows it's going to naturally come up. Just going to double check that that clamp is as tight as it can be, because you don't want that pinging off.
It might be a case, Rob, that we pull a bit out on this, and then I'll end up actually unpicking a bit.
Yeah.
And getting on that edge of the boot floor.
Just tugging
and then
it,
the last
yeah.
little bit, yeah. But we'll see. Shall we? What? You ready to go?
2 seconds, I'm just going to clean my lens.
Is that a good angle for you?
Ready when you are.
I don't think it's going to take a lot of pulling, to be honest, Rob. We'll see, won't we?
It's coming out lovely, isn't it?
Keep going?
Yeah. Yeah, that's coming out really nice, Chris. Wow. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting that.
Keep going?
Yeah. Yeah, that's coming out really nice, Chris. Wow. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting that.
Quick.
Pull,
Yeah.
and that quick. Look how straight that is already.
But this is why we didn't time lapse, did we?
Yeah,
on
it's
this.
just, it's over in seconds, isn't it?
It is literally, isn't it? So, but you can see, probably it'll show better from that one.
Yeah.
And you'll use a bit of that
I'll
one.
switch,
You'll
yeah.
switch, yeah. So, yeah, a little bit of work on this boot floor.
Yeah.
And probably that is once the panel's unpicked.
Very minimal, Chris. I would say, in fact, that is just a panel, isn't it? So,
Yeah. But we'll be able to get to all of that. That's single skinned.
Yeah.
I've took all the heat shields off.
Okay.
And you can see all that underneath. So it'll be a lot more accessible once the back panel's out the way. We just need to decide what we're ordering, don't we?
Yes.
We probably could do with like a diagram from BMW.
Okay.
Now we know what, because there's quite a few joints I noticed.
It's going to be an inner and an outer.
Yeah, did you see that you got these
Yeah.
light panel inners?
I was looking at it the other day.
These, and they're in 3 sections, this middle piece, and then on the outside this, I mean, we don't need these light panels at all.
No.
And that panel is just tucked underneath them, but there is an order in which they all go.
For sure.
So I think probably what I'll do is I'll move on to unpicking that outer,
Okay.
because that's not going to take me loads of time, is it?
No.
And we'll get that outer off the way, and then we'll
I'm going to guess, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess, you know, like the inner back panel here.
Yeah.
Even though they are separate panels, I reckon there's a good chance that might come as one
probably
unit.
does.
Yeah.
It probably does.
Just
yeah.
through previously ordering a back panel, but
yeah.
I can't believe, like you say, how well that's just come out, and then Chris is going to remove this outside skin, which has actually got the damage, and you could repair that, you could get it about right, but you wouldn't want to, would you? It's got to be bang on.
Yeah, I mean, not dissimilar to the Mercedes we did that Claire ended up using.
Yeah.
We put the new inner and outer. I mean, we've said it before, but part of the art of pulling these out like this and what is fixing the car down.
Yeah.
And if you've got the car fixed well, it's all pretty straightforward stuff, really.
Oh, mate.
But
We'll
yeah.
let you drill that out and we'll have another look at it.
All right, mate.
So with all of that done, everything out the way, it is time to actually start removing that back panel. And for those of you that have not seen us do this before, it is lots and lots of spot welds, cutting, grinding. We got the little finger grinder out there, the little belt sander. We got the spot weld drill bits, and of course the little disc cutter there, little grinder to cut through with slitting discs. Everyone's going to love this because I'm just going to shut up and let Chris tell you what he's done and what is the plan.
Yes, basically what you can see there, Rob, is I've removed the outer and then I've removed the inner, which is in parts. This is a separate part, as you can see, to there and there. We did mention it previously, I think, that was in 3 bits, and we're unsure how it would come new. But irrespective of however it comes, I will be putting them in pieces because it would be impossible to get that piece in one piece.
Does that go in before the quarter panels go on, do you think?
Well, it goes on in layers, basically, yeah. So inner first, middle, outer.
Right.
As you can see there, it tucks up behind there.
Oh, okay, sandwiches between the two.
Yeah, but right. all I did was unpick that, and by lifting this end of it up, you're able to get it out.
Right, okay.
But obviously, if that was 3 pieces, you'd never get it in, would
no.
you? So...
and the latch panel, what about that?
Well, again, we'll see what we get new. I might change it, I might leave it, I don't know yet. We'll see what happens when the new panels... Depends how you have to buy them. We don't know yet, do we? Because we haven't ordered anything. What do you need me to do? Pull the trigger? Well, I think really basically get a drawing from Drew at BMW, and we can you know, decide which parts. With panels, often you can just going for like a quarter panel, for example. Often you can have it cut. You can have it a short panel. You can have it a panel with roof rail right into the sill. You can even have a panel that's the whole side of the car with the only an outer skin, but you can have it. So we'll see on his drawing, if he emails it through, exactly what we know for sure, that outer panel is just one piece.
Yeah.
But these pieces are quite small panels. So there's literally from there to there is 5 panels on the inside.
Right, okay.
So we just see.
So you need, I'll get you the drawings for that. You need me to find you the parts for this car now. A tailgate,
we will need
bumper,
we need to
bar.
order the back panel that we need, or the parts of the back panel, and before that can be fitted and welded, obviously we need to have a tailgate on there.
Fitted.
Because we need to mock everything up and make sure we got
brilliant, mate.
You know, it shuts, good gaps, and no drafts, obviously.
Chris, thanks for explaining that. I do just want to pick up in the first video, someone said that, and I've had a wallop that's going to have closed up your gaps. This wasn't hard hit, this car.
No.
The boot lid took the majority of the impact, and you can see how easy it come out, and the gaps on this car, both sides, are in fact absolutely perfect. I know sometimes on camera things can be deceiving, but in particular the Maserati video, someone picked up and said, yeah, 2 of your wheels are right up in the air, it don't look right. Of course it's got a wheel missing on it, it's sitting at a funny angle, and it pushes the wheels up in the air, unfortunately.
That's right.
But mate, I think you got a lot done there, and it was so nice to surprise you, honestly, just for once.
That was a potential big headache, wasn't it?
You literally popped out for a bit of lunch, and then I missed you that day, and for me to actually find it, it was very nice.
Nice. Well, hopefully this will be a quick turnaround.
It didn't look like it when it arrived, but unfortunately that is going to be the end of today's video. Like Chris said, we cannot do any more until I get him the parts for this car. I'm getting straight on the internet now, and I will find the parts for this car. If you did enjoy this video, of course, as usual, we'd appreciate that thumbs up. It really does mean a lot to us. You can share it on all your social networking sites just by hitting that share button. And don't forget, if you want to follow us on all our other socials, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, the links for those are in the description down below. We'll look forward to seeing you all very, very soon in the next one.